So maybe a quick kind of like overview of how you've put Federation into Owncast.
So the mentality around the Federation features was really about reaching out to the Fediverse, saying that something has happened, and allow people to share and engage with that, um, but not necessarily have this bi-directional micro blogging, social networking vibe. That's not to say that we're not sending text out to the Fediverse that you can't read in a microblogging fashion. We are doing that,
Mm-hmm.
but what we're not doing is enabling this kind of bi-directional social networking feel where you're, responding to threads from within Owncast and you have a timeline and things like that. That's not really the point of what we're trying to do. What we were trying to do is let people know that things are going on in Owncast. They should come check it out, and then give them an opportunity through the interfaces they already have to share that with more people. And then when those actions do happen, we can kind of show off the real fans and say like, oh, this person just shared this stream to their friends, and then they get the call out in the chat. You want to reward people for, being your street team.
I've really enjoyed having this content show up in the chat, and I can see the action that's going on in a way that this is for all those people that want the real like kind of Twitch alternative and some of those features. It really, for me, satisfies some of that that want to have some of that kind of feeling, because it does feel that way, but in a way that is our own. This approach of how you've taken to integrating with the Fediverse and using ActivityPub. I think it's great that you've decided that like we have this very specific purpose. We're not going to try to make a whole nother microblogging platform and try to add all these features. And we're not trying to do that. We've got a very clear vision.
Yeah, because if I'm sure people will say, well, it would be easy enough for you to allow people to add to the chat from the Fediverse. Why can't people send chat messages from Mastodon? Well, you can do this, but should you?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I actually come up with very few legitimate reasons where that would benefit anybody.
Right.
On the flip side, I can think of handfuls of reasons that would go terribly, where you're giving people a wide open door to say whatever they want from the open world, and are not actually engaged in watching your live stream at all. And then it's your job to moderate that. So it makes moderation far more difficult, and you have to be far more proactive about it, and you're not really benefiting in any way.
And one thing I don't know if you said this directly just now, but I wanted to reiterate that the current activities that come into the Owncast server and like what show up in chat, they're all just positive interactions. So the worst that somebody can do, like if somebody does want to spam you with something, it would be boosting your posts and favoriting your posts and just nothing, it's all positive stuff. So were you conscious of that? Like, was that a thought that came later, or were you aware of that when you made this decision that like, oh, this is all going to be just positive interactions, and if you stick to that, then the worst that could happen is a lot of positive interaction?
Yeah, that it was absolutely in my mind, because really it's about encouraging the live streamer, making them feel like the world is getting bigger around them, and the community is getting bigger around them, and people are supporting them, and it's being shared, and it's like, oh, look at all these cool people sharing my stream, how exciting, and,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of building that energy. It wasn't simply like, oh, how much stuff can we surface because ActivityPub lets us. It's like, okay, what can we do that actually benefits a live streamer and their audience?
And then let's put a box out here, and we'll call this the Fediverse, right? So it's talking about the interactions with Fedi. So you do have the ability to write posts that go to your followers.
Unless you turn on private mode
Right. Okay.
within our social features, and then the parameters of that post gets tweaked a little bit where you're not allowed to share it. And when it goes directly to somebody's inbox, that's the only place it's going to go.
Whenever you go live, that automatically sends out a notification. If you have, your settings so that you would like for, I guess, what I would call like reactive reactions kind of to these two different things. That's basically what comes into your chat. So if you have that turned on, that goes to chat. And these are the, I don't know, is there a better word than reactions?
I call it engagement internally.
Engagement. Those engagements come back and can be shown in chat. So that's basically liking or boosting.
And following is the third engagement type.
Oh, right. And then, yeah, so the following itself, yes. Correct. Yeah, so engagement includes liking, boosting, and following. And so here's a nice little overview. So anybody watching this, if you weren't aware, here's your primer for what we have.